Good, good.
Tonight, yeah, we'll hang it up on my hanger.
Everybody ready?
Hold on, I think.
Okay. All right, Coach, I think the last time you and I were in the same stadium, some magic, special things happened for you there. Another one here tonight. Just describe here what you just saw your team do.
Yeah, there's something about Oklahoma City, right? I said it, and I've said it over and over again, that this team belongs, and there's always been fight in this ball club all year. And for us to come out, and go down 6-0, and kind of battle back a little bit and then go down 9-4, it was, they kept fighting, kept battling. And that's what the Big 12 is, because it's always going to be back and forth, and it's just who can land the last punch. And tonight we did that, and I couldn't be more proud of our ball club and what they did tonight.
Was there anything that was said when it was 6-0 there? It didn't look, you obviously didn't get off to a good start again. You had to dig yourself a hole, but was there anything said?
Well, it was more about perspective, right? Because it wasn't like we were missing too many barrels. We just hit it right at them, and then things weren't carrying, and so, we just told them to stay in the fight, and that was the big thing. Is just, hey, stay in there, keep swinging, like, we're okay, and because we've been there before, and so, this ball club's never out of it.
Kaylee, big night for you. Tell me about that last swing.
It felt really nice. The balls before that I was fouling off felt nice as well. I thought I was seeing the ball pretty well, even though I was missing the barrel. But coming into it, I was a little frustrated. But I just told myself to stay patient, and that's just gonna give me the ball to hit, and that's exactly what happened. So,
For both your players, tell me what was going through your mind. Down 6-0, things aren't going your way. It could have been easy to just say, hey, this is not our night, but you kept competing there. Tell me what was it like to be on that field and kind of fighting back there, momentum-wise?
Yeah, for the infield at least, I know, we always have the energy, we always talking, and, as long as we're thinking about our teammates and playing for each other, it's way easier to always just stay in the fight. I mean, our pitchers, they're out there battling every single pitch, doing as much as they can for us, so it's easy for us to just, hey, we're not striking out, we're making good barrels, stuff like that, so it's not much we have to change, we just have to keep working it until it falls, and it did.
yeah, no, I mean, we always talk about, teams like the Big 12 is, the best conference in the nation, the country. So, we're always talking about how we're going to get punched in the face, we're going to get knocked down, but we always have to punch back harder. So that's what we were, really preaching tonight. We got punched in the face pretty much, and, that was pretty much the whole talk, was that we had, little by little, we didn't have to do it all in one swing.
Coach, obviously you've been at games like this all year. Did that help you in a way tonight? The fact that you've been in these kind of wild games back and forth, momentum-wise.
Absolutely. We talked about it early on. Even in our preseason for Big 12, we'd be down and come back, and what we kept talking about is these are tools for your tool belt for postseason. These are tools that you're gonna need as you make a run in the end. And so to be down and to stay in the fight is a tool that we learned early on in the preseason tournaments. And so and I told them that, I said, hey, we're gonna need this, and so stay in it. And so it was just good battles back and forth.
Once that ball cleared the fence there at the end, what went through both your minds there and the players? Was it relief, excitement? What went through your mind once that ball cleared?
For me, it was just knowing I had one more game to play. Because, being a senior, you just never know, when the game's going to be taken away from you. And just seeing the ball across the field, I know 100% I have one more game tomorrow. So it was just, pure joy, pure excitement.
I was super excited. Obviously, I always try and play for, our 10 seniors. We have a lot of seniors. So, knowing that, any game could be their last, I always try and play for them. So.
You got Texas now, Coach. You just saw them this past weekend. Now you got a turnaround here, but you got a little momentum going in after this great comeback.
For sure. Play the number one team in the nation again. We've done that a lot this year when OU was number one, now Texas. And, you have to play a clean game of softball. That's the big key with them. You can't give extra outs. And so, because they're probably one of the best offenses we've seen in a long time. And, they're good. It's a good ball club. But you know what? So are we. And so, and it's not necessarily who's the best team that wins all the time. It's the team that plays the best. And so we've got to play a good, clean game of softball tomorrow.
Coach, this is obviously the last Big 12 tournament with OU in Texas, with the realignment that's about to go down this summer, them teams going out and the new teams from the Pac-12 coming in. How do you feel like that's going to impact your program and the conference as a whole?
It's still going to be tough, right? We're bringing in some great teams, and so, OU and Texas are powerhouses. They're great ball clubs, you know. But I get excited about the teams we're bringing in, the diversity with that as well, from the West Coast now. And I mean, I think the conference is going to be just as strong. I really do. I mean, from top to bottom. And so I get excited about that.
Do you think you'll see some differences in non-conference scheduling, just knowing you're not going to have those two really high RPI strength of schedule teams on your, you know, it's not built into your schedule? Do you think people will start to try to build up those non-conference schedules a little bit?
Yeah, I think it depends on your team. You know, I think we always try to build a team around what we have. So if we have come over a senior-laden team, like, hey, we can go play some tougher games. You know, we're going to play them in the Big 12 anyways. And so, but I mean, you could definitely beef that schedule up, you know. But if they're younger, you know, you may pull back a little bit. Like, let's get our feet underneath this and let's find some success early on. And so, I mean, it definitely impacts scheduling for sure. You know, having those teams in or out of the conference. And so, again, I think it's going to be a team by team, you know, decision on how you do that.
For you players, when you guys were looking at schools, how much did knowing about the level of competition and the teams like OU and Texas, how much did that matter to you, knowing that you were going to get to go in and play against those really high caliber teams?
Yeah, I mean, for me, like going to Texas Tech, it was all about like family and everything like that. But being able to play against like the best of the best is just one of the things I've always thought about whenever I was little. I mean, it's just competing every single day, like walking out there. But we're trying, like in our culture, like we always don't make the game bigger than what it is. So like, yes, like they're Texas, and yes, they're OU, and like yes, they're powerhouses. But like, we all walk out on the same field, we all hit the same ball, we all hit the same pitch type deal. So like, we try not to make it as big as it seems.
Very good. Good question. All right.